So this is part 3. Again, extreme trigger warning. I'm talking about the death of my wife and how it changed me. So if you don't want to watch this, it's too upsetting, just keep scrolling. If you are intrigued, go to part 1, because it's a bit of a long one, I'm afraid. So yeah, so what is the point in this video? What is the point in this video? Well, there's a number of points. Number 1 is that I just, first off, I wanted to explain, because when I'm doing my readings, be it live or in person and face to face and stuff like that, I do pull the widower card, and I do, and I've got no shame in that, because if I can help somebody out of this trauma that I've been through, then so be it. I've got no shame in that at all. Yeah, so you know, because one of my kind of catchphrases, if you want to call it that, is when I'm talking to people, especially when they're stuck in these like coercive relationships, or they're in relationships they're not happy in, and they don't feel like they can get out, and they're worried about hurting somebody else and yada yada. My point is that life is too fucking short, you know what I mean? And it really, really is, okay? And this is why I say it, because I've experienced it, and it's not just a case, I'm not trying to downplay it, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to downplay the loss of somebody, but you know, the whole build up and everything else, and like I say, there is more to this story, but I can't tell you, has been so fucking tragic, you know what I mean? That, you know, I can't sit and watch people waste their lives, if I'm honest with you, and I can't, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to meddle in their life, it is their choice, but this is why I call myself an activator, because I'm not afraid to say it as it is. You know, and I always say this to people when I'm doing my readings, I'm not going to say anything offensive, you know, I'm not going to be all like, you're a fucking dickhead, you know what I mean, anything like that. No, it's just like, right, I feel that you're in a coercive relationship, I think you need to get out, you need to find your strength. If you're not asking for more, why aren't you asking for more? And questioning, okay, 9 times out of 10, if you get a reading like that, you already know it, it's at the back of your mind, it's either in your unconscious or your subconscious or a soul level. And you come to me, you know, you are brought to me, as they say, you know, you're drawn to the reading you need to go to, because you need somebody to say it, you know what I mean? You need somebody to say it to you, and who isn't your friends or family, and somebody who's from a kind of more spiritual nature, passing on messages from beyond, be it a medium reading or tarot reading and whatnot like that, to say that, okay? So, you know, I just want everybody to know that when I am doing my ranty stuff, this is why, okay? This is why. The second reason is because I know that a lot of people will question why I am not sat at home in the dark crying, okay? Like I say, it tipped me over the edge. It completely tipped me over the edge, and that version of Richard is dead. Now people, and this goes for everybody, people can grieve in whatever way they want, okay? And if anybody tells you otherwise, you give them the big fingers, okay? Because it's none of their business. It is none of their business. And if they want to judge you, that is their problem, and they need to question themselves to why they are judging you, okay? So yeah, I wanted to explain that, because sometimes, you know, I mentioned about the loss of my wife and say, oh, how long ago was it? And I said, well, it was back in May. And they're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? How are you doing this? Well, I'm doing this because I didn't want to nosedive, you know what I mean? As I've said before, a lot of people will be aware, I'm 41. For 39 years, I was either depressed. I was depressed as a child, you know, a young child, depressed, suicidal, anxious, just down, negative, everything, you know what I mean? And, you know, don't get me wrong, it wasn't all at once, it came in different stages, and I got therapy later for different kind of aspects of my life. And I don't want to go there anymore. I used to have a drink problem. I used to take a lot of drugs when I was in my kind of late teens, and I don't want to go there. It's a horrible, horrible, dark place, okay? And I don't, yeah, like I say, I don't want to go there, so I'm kind of turning it around, I'm flipping it around. I suppose the final point, and why I kind of started this video really, was because, like I say, I have now stepped into my divine feminine energy. Okay, so I've still got love for people, I still care about people, I still want to help people. However, I am going to put my foot down, okay? Nobody can touch me. Nobody can touch my energy, okay? Be that kind of people questioning me, talking behind my back, throwing nasty shit at me. And I know it's happening. I know it is. I'm an energy worker. I can pick up on the energy. The amount of counter curses that I have had to do recently is fucking ridiculous, okay? Fucking ridiculous. Now, 9 times out of 10, I don't know who is sending this shit. And I don't. But it doesn't matter, because I am now in my divine Empress energy, and my magic is extremely strong, and my counter curse work is extremely strong. It sent one person to the hospital because they've gone fucking insane. Okay? What I would say to you is that if you have been putting nasty shit out about me, or anybody really, and then stuff starts to go wrong for yourself, the best thing you can do is to face yourself in the mirror, okay, and work out why you are sending nasty shit at people, okay, because it is your problem. It's not mine, it's not the other person's, etc. Okay, the magic that I do, so I only do counter magic. Okay, I do, you know, be defense against the dark arts, if you want to call it that. So I do bindings, which are perfectly safe, and I do counter curse. Now, counter curse, let's just be aware, I call it curse removal, but it's actually a counter curse. So what that does is, any nasty shit that anybody has thrown at your way, it flings it back at them, and it goes, there you are, you take it. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, counter curse work, that person, unless they change their ways, and unless they look at themselves in the mirror, and work through why they are behaving like a fucking child, and why they are jealous, and why they can't get their head around that we are all different and we all handle things differently, they will then absorb that shit, okay? And that is their responsibility. Now, I understand that some people don't like the sound of that, okay? It is not me doing anything to them. It is in effect doing that to themselves. So yes, if all of a sudden you find that you're dealing with some rather unpleasant situations, I would first off question, have I been chucking shit at people? Okay, if you've been chucking shit at me, then you'll damn well know that it is me chucking it back at you. But if you've been chucking shit at other people, I would be questioning that, because I do offer these services for a price, okay? And I am starting to notice from the feedback from my clients that it is working very well and nicely, okay? So yeah, question yourself, look at yourself. Like I say, I am in my divine Empress. So you cannot touch me. You can't touch me. Okay, so yes, anyway, just got a bit ranty there, didn't I? Anyway, yeah, so this was the point, you know what I mean? We all, ideally, not everybody will get to divine Empress or Empress stage, divine feminine or masculine stage, and they won't do. You don't have to go through something as traumatic as that, and you really don't. It's about, the trauma triggers this kind of, not so much an awakening as such, but this kind of realization that all the little bits in life are bullshit, you know what I mean? And we need to be focusing on the bigger picture and be, you know, showing love and stuff like that. Like I say, don't get confused though. Showing love doesn't mean that you have to kind of float around and let people walk all over you. Of course not. You know, the Empress and the Emperor, no, they stand in their own ground. You know what I mean? They don't let people get at them. You know what I mean? They've worked hard. They've healed themselves, you know. And they know that there's constantly healing that needs to be done. Okay, so don't feel that you have to go through anything really traumatic. It's, like I say, it's just 9 times out of 10 that is the case, because it kind of pushes you into that mode. Okay. So yes, that was it. Sorry if it upset anybody, but like I said, I just wanted to be clear up a bit more on my kind of backstory and why I am now in that energy, and why I'm not moping, and why I'm taking a lot of energetic shit off people at the moment. But yes, if you would like to book me for a counter curse or binding, please contact me. You know what I mean? I am quite good at what I do. I know I say this a lot. It's not me being big-headed, but you know, I work damn hard. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Yeah, like I say, you can send your condolences, but you know, please don't be offended if I don't respond back. Until next time, everybody, ta-ta.